What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Friday night. Glad to be here with all of you guys. We got Michael, got a full house tonight, and we've got a lot of great things to talk about too, Michael. A lot of stuff going on. Hang on one second. I'm gonna shut this door real quick. Sorry, guys. So, what is going on? I hope everybody has had a great and wonderful weekend. Michael, it's been a crazy one for me because I'm trying to wrap up school and just do a whole bunch of things, and we have Memorial Day and just got a lot going on.
I've been
And
on vacation, just got back.
Michael's been on vacation. Michael went to Charleston. He's never been to Charleston, so
No, I have been to Charleston. My wife had.
yeah. Oh, you've been, but your wife
Yeah,
had. Okay,
right.
all right. Do you like Charleston?
Yeah, I like Charleston. There's a lot of museums, a lot of history there. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a great place. And like you said, if you want history, go to Charleston, South Carolina. You talking about some really great stuff to see. Start of the Civil War, Fort Sumter. Michael went to Fort Sumter.
My
Um,
brick wall wasn't working too good. I tried it, so
it didn't
somebody
work.
asked no brick wall, so it
Yeah,
wasn't. It was kind of glitching a little bit, so I could.
no brick wall from Michael tonight, but we're back on our regular time. I apologize, guys. I wanted to get up the link and everything for you guys early, but again, today's been a crazy day for me as I've been trying to wrap up my school year and sort of get some things in place for the coming weeks. So yeah, I've had a lot going on, but we
Somebody
were
said
able.
we got some feedback.
We got some
Uh,
feedback.
said echo feedback.
Hang on, we can go check it real quick, and let's go here, Michael. We'll say echo cancellation is on, but we can do something. So, can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Maybe I got my volume turned up too high. Maybe that's what it is. Hang on, we can lower the volume down. Okay. All right. Let's see how that works.
All
Hopefully
right,
we
people
don't
say it
have.
sounds good now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I said. I'm not hearing any feedback. Or it said it. He said it was him. He said he had
Oh, okay.
he had both videos playing at the same time. So
Oh, I got you.
anyway, but I turned on the echo cancellation, so we should be good. I mean, it's been on all along. But anyway, well, hey, it's great to be with you guys here on a Friday night, and we are super excited. We got a lot to talk about, Michael. Just tons of stuff going on in the metal detecting world. Um, I had a I, I had a great hunt, and Michael knows. And Surfside Dan's on here. Surfside Dan was actually with me on this hunt, so I'm going to show you guys a video clip that I haven't shown to anybody else. Well, Michael's seen it, but nobody else has seen it. I haven't posted it. Now it's a preview of the short, but the short is from the actual long form video. Unfortunately, Michael saw the other part of this too. My camera got moisture inside of the lens, and so some of my footage was sort of foggy. What happened was my GoPro, unfortunately, um, crapped the bed on me. My GoPro 10, which I had, quit powering on. It won't even power on. You can charge it, you can put a new battery in it, it won't power on. And so I had to go to my GoPro 9, which I haven't really used in a while, but somehow or another, the GoPro 9 got wet and there was moisture inside of the lens. And it gives sort of a blurry, sort of foggy look to it. And, it is what it is, but Surfside Dan knows it's probably one of the best hunts I've ever had. Michael would probably attest to it. Michael's seen me dig some great things before too, but it's a pretty amazing hunt. So yeah, Surfside Dan says of all times, it was pretty incredible. And
He was so happy, folks, that the tears got into the GoPro.
oh my
And
gosh, yeah, I literally, and you can tell when you see this video, you can hear I'm about to cry. I mean, I really am, because it's just, I could never dream that when I went out that day that I was going to find some of the things that I found.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to share everything, but I am going to share with you. Yeah, I was shaking. And that's what Satan says. I was shaking. My hands were shaking. My arms were shaking, and I had tears in my eyes. Edward G says you already been finding it with what you've already been finding. Yeah, my GoPro really let me down on this one, and I hate it, but it is what it is. I'm going to do the best I can at piecemealing the footage. But yeah, it crapped the bed on me. But let's
Yeah.
start off like what we always do, Michael. Let's recognize some of our people on here tonight that are loyal followers and subscribers. We appreciate each and every one of you taking your Friday night to be with Michael and I. And we love being in here, talking metal detecting, giving you guys some information, looking at finds. All those things are just always great. And it's always a wonderful time being in here with you guys. So let's shout out with Mr. Lance is in here. We're glad to have Lance. I always love having Lance in here. Mr. Sniff It Out is in here. Wilton 925 is in here. Glad to have Wilton. There's Mr. Damian Thorne. Yes, always super to have Damian in here. Dirt Devil Detecting, great guy to have in here as well. Dirt Devil Detecting is RC remote for the Deus 2, holding up well. Love that thing. And if you're looking for that thing, you can also contact Dirt Devil Detecting. He can get you hooked up with a stand, or he can get you hooked up with that remote control lock for the Deus 2 so it won't fall off. So check him out. It's Dirt Devil Detecting at gmail.com, I believe. So, and he can leave his Gmail or his email address in the comments if anybody is interested. And they're both very excellent things. Michael and I both had those things on our machines, and we love them. And it's high quality, and it just performs really, really well. Workman's Adventure is in here. Glad to have him in here with us tonight. Mr. Bobby Short, as always. Super excited. Chris emailed me today. Said, hey, are we having a live stream? Well, we're here, Chris. Thank you so much. Metal Detecting Texas. We watched your video this week, Metal Detecting Texas. Thank you for putting that up. It was awesome. James Lettner's in the house. Glad to have James. DCM Detects, always a loyal follower and subscriber. We appreciate him. Detector 2 Guns, another loyal subscriber and follower. We appreciate him being in the house with us. Joe Dirt is in here. Edward G's in here with us tonight. Glad to have Edward. Ricky Bennett, always a great subscriber and follower. We appreciate him. Gary and the Goose, Mr. Gary N is in here. Gary's in here almost every Friday night. Of course, one of my hunting partners, Mr. Surfside Dan's in here. Glad to have Dan in here. James Bazell, always super to have James in here. Mr. Kerry Pope is in here. DS Metal Detecting's in here with us, Michael. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody, Michael. I think we said Edward G. Mr. LC Hunt is in here with us. Mr. Sniff It Out. Glad to have Sniff It Out. Mr. James Lettner. Mr. Doug Atkins. Don't Tread on Me Metal Detecting. Very good to have all you guys in here. Y'all are so good to be here with us on Friday nights. So we appreciate you guys. Make It Works in here with us, Michael. Bells is in the house. Always super excited to have Bells. And I think I've gotten everybody. If I missed you, let me know, and I'll be glad to give you a shout out as well. But guys, again, I can't thank each and every one of you for being a loyal subscriber, follower to the channel. We are going to be doing our members only live stream. We're probably not going to be able to do that till Sunday. So you guys that are members and you're on the members only, we'll probably be doing that on Sunday. We do have some special giveaways and some other things that we're going to be doing on that members only live stream. And for those of you that are not members and would like to get in on the membership program, it is listed down below. You can join. There are 2 levels. I don't have the other level listed on there, but there's a $9.99 level and there's a $4.99 level. You can choose whichever one you want, but both are to support our channel. So if you sign up for one of those, You're on the membership. You get in on the monthly live stream. We do some special giveaways. We talk about some things that might be a little bit different than what we talk about on here. Maybe some inside information, showing exclusive early video. Those are the types of things that we do on the membership. And you get to ask questions too, which most of you do anyway on the regular live. But if you want something that we can really pay attention to, then we can discuss and go through that on the members only live stream. So again, if you're not a member, you can sign up for it, but it's available for you. And, it supports the channel. It does cost me $50 a month to do the live stream and to do all these other things. So any support or any signups for the membership is always greatly appreciated. And you guys, again, are great. The people that have signed up for it, we really, really, really appreciate you. So definitely do that. Members only live stream Sunday night. Be about regular time, either 7 or 7:30. But I'll put up the link and I'll send it out to all the members so you'll know to join in on the members only live stream. And Michael will be with me too. Michael, you gonna be available on Sunday night?
Should be.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you are, because I'm counting on you being here.
Are you going to have a giveaway?
Yeah, we are going to have a giveaway. We're going to have a couple of giveaways, by the way, too, on the Sunday night live stream. So you definitely want to be a part of it. There's some really cool things, too, that we're doing. And we're going to be talking. Maybe we'll have a little more information on some of the things we're going to talk about today as well. So we'll see what happens. So, yeah, definitely sign up if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate it. There's a join button down at the bottom, or you should see it somewhere down there. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's down there somewhere. And you can click that join button. You can sign up today. $4.99 and $9.99 are the two levels. You get a badge, which lets us know how long you've been a loyal subscriber or member. And that's super. So again, and you guys that are members, I really appreciate you, as you are helping keep all of the info going. And all of you are such great contributors to the channel, and I appreciate that so much. So Michael, let's there's a lot of buzz going on this week.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's some of the things that you're hearing?
I've heard about the new Mind Lab machine, the X Factor.
Okay.
When they say that was going to be June 18th, is that right?
Michael, it's going to be next week.
Next week.
Yeah, that's the Garrett. You're getting the Garrett and the Mind Lab mixed up.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that's right. I got my dates mixed up.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this Xterra Extreme Factor Elite. What is that going to be? Well, I believe that is going to be a mid-tier machine, Michael. I think it's going to be targeted. It's going to be multi-frequency, from what I know. And it's going to be thank you so much, Metal Detector in Texas. It's going to be a multi-frequency machine. I think it's going to be a machine that's sort of similar to maybe in that MindLab 600 range. Maybe not as many features, maybe not as many settings and things on it, but I believe that's what it's going to be, a multi-frequency machine that you can be able to hunt with on the beach. Probably going to be decent for relic hunting and park hunting for you guys that are coin hunters. If you like the MindLab machines, I'm sure it's going to have that great MindLab audio. Of course, the screen.
What do you think about price-wise? Where do you think it's going to fall in?
See, that's the thing. I don't know at this point, but my guess is going to be somewhere in the $400 to $500 range. That's just what I'm thinking. I don't know that for a fact, but if I had to take a guess, it's going to be in the $400 to $500 range for that machine.
So kind of, about like the double score range, something like that. Double score.
Right. Yeah. And it's going to be great. And guys, you can sign up for the live event on the MindLab USA site and the MindLab Detector site. You can sign up for that, and you can get in on that live event. I think it's at 11 a.m., but I don't know. I think it would be 10 a.m. because it's 11 a.m. Central Time, so 10 a.m. our time. Eastern Standard Time. So you can go over to Mind Lab. You can get the full reveal of that machine and what's going on with that. And yeah, so yeah, Green Mini, but I don't think it's going to be a waterproof Vanquish. I think you're still going to have a lot of the characteristics of the Equinox in this machine. I believe. That's just a guess. I don't know, but that's just a guess. I think you're going to see some of the things that are similar to the Equinox. But you know, if you're looking for a machine in that price range, now Nocta's in that price range, $400 to $500 range, I believe. And I think it's going to be, you know, targeted. Of course, we know probably targeted more towards Nocta and the double score, and you know whatever else is out there at that price point. The Legend, you know, it's going to be marketed towards those machines. I still think the Legend still has an upper hand though because of all of the great features that the Legend has. Now the double score, I like the double score. I think it's a great machine, but I think that they're going to be right there together. So hopefully I'm going to get my hands on one. And as soon as I do, I'm going to bring y'all some exclusive video with that machine and showing that machine as well. So yeah, you think they're targeting they're targeting the double score for sure. Bell says, why would they put a new one out to compete? Because the 600 has been discontinued. So it's no longer there. The 700, the 700 is going to
with
have more
Bell,
features.
so
Well, but the 700 is going to have more features. So you've got sort of a machine that's sort of in between the Xterra Pro and the 700 is basically what you're seeing. I mean, I
what is
get
the 7? What's the price of the 700 right now?
$799.
$799.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a machine that's gonna fall sort of in that price bracket, is what I'm believing. And we'll see what happens. Like again, I do not know for a fact that it could be less, it could be more, but that's just what I think. Just from the ads and things that I've seen, I would think it's going to be somewhere in that range. DCM Detect says the X that they used on the teaser video looks exactly like the one on the Xterra Pro. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of change as far as the aesthetics of the machine, is the way it looks and so on. But I think you're going to get more on the internal part of it.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that's what's going to happen with that machine.
An multi-frequency Xterra
Right.
Pro.
Yeah, having the multi-frequency,
Yeah.
because the Xterra Pro is a single frequency machine for the most part. And so I think that's what you're going to see with that machine. And as I find out more, I'll get on here. I might even make a video because I will have some time, hopefully coming up in the next few days, that I could make a video and show you guys some of that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. But hey, if you're interested in that machine's coming. And as soon as I get my hands on one, I'm going to throw up a video for you guys and try to get that stuff out to you as soon as possible, you know, because again, I know everybody on here is very interested in all machines. That's why you come here. And we're going to try to do that as well and try to get some of those things. Corey Kunkel says, I'm not sure I understand why there needs to be yet another new machine. In addition, yet another machine with Garrett right after the two new machines would not. Well, look, I'm just going to say, and I've said this 100 times, what a great time to be a metal detector. Is at least you got all these new products that are coming out, and you got all these different price choices. That's the thing. So the consumer wins in these battles because you've got these companies going back and forth, producing and making products that try to meet budgets. You know, whatever your budget may be, your budget may be only $500. Your budget may only be $400, but they want your money. So they're going to do what they think the money is going to go. And right now, with the state of the economy and the way things are, people are going to buy cheaper machines. They're not going to go out and buy the more higher end machines if they don't have the money. And so I get why these companies are doing what they're doing. They're looking for that market. They're trying to cement themselves into that market. And that's what we're seeing. And that's a win for all of us in here. So get ready. Like they said, metal detecting wars, it's on. I think it's going to be on for the whole month of summer. What do you think, Michael?
I agree with you. I mean, I mean, they're releasing new machines left and right, but if you think about it, you know, all of these machines are updatable. Let's see more updates instead of more new
Well,
machines. That's what I want to see.
that's good too. And there's some
Yeah,
companies too that we know that need to do updates. And we know
right.
that they could do a lot more. And we're gonna dive into that in a few minutes. But um, yeah, that's the whole reason behind all of this
Yeah,
is that these companies are after your money. They know the economy is not as strong as it has been. They know that if people are going to get into this hobby, they're going to go right now towards that mid tier, lower end, more, maybe more so than the upper end. And that's where a lot of people are going. People that are just getting into the hobby, they're going to buy that Not to Find X, or they're going to buy that Xterra Pro. And then they get them into that ecosystem. And then once they get them into that ecosystem, they hope that those people will gravitate to their mid tier or their upper tier machines. And eventually, maybe they do buy those machines. But that's the whole strategy behind all of this. So
right.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Digging it back, Charlie. Glad to have Charlie in here. He says if I pick up another machine, the wife is gonna drop a storm on me. Yes, I
Mm.
get it, Charlie. I totally get it, buddy. Um, and these machines that are coming out, time will tell. Whether these are machines that are going to be machines that are going to hit hard in the market, or whether they're going to be machines that are going to sort of drag a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
These
speaking of that Garrett Storm, what do people think that machine needs to have on it to be competitive with these new machines? I mean, that's a question I want to ask our folks here. What do you think this machine needs to have? Uh, as
right?
far as you know, features,
Yeah.
the
Well,
shaft, everything.
nobody knows anything about Garrett right now, other
Right.
than what we know from the past. Is Garrett going to be the company that breaks through with something new and innovative? That remains to be seen. But if history tells us anything, I'm just not sure that this machine is going to be a premium machine. I don't think it's going to be to the level that the Manticore or the Deus 2 is at this point. I think it's going to be more in that mid-tier range, just like what we said with this Mind Lab machine or the
Yeah.
the Legend. I think it's going to be in that range. If I had to take a guess, and I could be totally wrong, it may be lights out machine. But at this point, I think that machine is going to be a mid-tier machine centered around just like the AT Pro was when it was released. Even though 500 or $600, which I can't remember how much it cost, but I want to say I paid like $500 when I got mine. But I think that's where this machine is going to fall. I think it's going to fall in that range, and Garrett's going to go after it, I'm sure. So we're going to see what that Garrett machine's going to do. But who knows? And guys, I really am. I'm merely speculating at this point as to what I think it's going to be, and we'll see. Corey Kunkel says all this means is less silver targets for us all, and new people getting. I said the same thing to Michael. I said, Michael, and I live right near here, right near the beach. I only live a mile from the beach. I said, Michael, the beach is on assault at this point with all these machines, multi-frequency machines that people are going to be able to go out on the beach, and they're just going to be able to slay out on the beach, even with a machine that costs less than some of the premium machines, and they're still going to have great success running those machines. What do you think? How do you think that's going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It's probably gonna be pretty competitive with the Legend, somewhere in that price range. I think it these days, most of these machines, carbon fiber shafts, good, coil selection, rechargeable battery, um, you know, and a light machine, it
Right.
separates well and has pretty good depth.
Right.
I
Well,
think it's gonna have to
Don't Tread
have
on Me
that.
says, "Hey, I figure I need at least 3 more years to even begin to get the handle on the Deus 2." And the Deus 2, there's still a lot more to be discovered with the Deus 2. We're still unraveling things, and as XP advances and they start releasing more updates for that machine, and maybe we'll see those new coils coming out for the XP Deus 2. If that happens, then who knows? Because I really don't know how these higher frequency coils, if that's what it is released, and how it's going to impact or the way that I detect and the way that I hunt. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see over the coming months as we head into the summer, and what XP does, because we've talked about Garrett, we've talked about Mind Lab, we've talked about Nocta too to a certain extent, but what is XP up to at this point, as far as innovation? And the one thing, and I said this last weekend on our show, the one thing I can say about XP is that before they release any product, they do a pretty good job of thoroughly testing it, and they're going to make sure that it's right before they're going to release it. And they're, who knows when that's going to happen. My guess would be before the end of the year. If I had to take a guess, we'll see something from XP. Now, when that happens, I don't know. So that's all I can tell you about XP. Richard Smart's in here. Glad to have you in here, Richard. Glad to have you. Um, oh, can we never never have enough? I know. I know. And and one thing that I've said over and over again, it's nice that you have all these new machines that are coming out, and they're not at I won't say they're not really after a lot of us that are probably in this chat right now. They're after a new audience. They're after a new demographic, the people that are trying to get into the hobby, and the people that maybe have been into the hobby and they've been using those products, and they're trying to make a switch to you maybe another machine in their ecosystem. And that's what I think is where this market is right now, especially with the economy the way it is. I think that plays a big role into it as well. So we'll see. Gary says, I think it's going to have features of the V3i, and it could, because
Yeah.
Garrett bought White's technology, so it could possibly have some of those features. And Tab Two Guns says, yeah, a lot. We needed a lot of coil selections.
Right.
I would rather have the different coils,
Yeah.
than anything for a lot of these machines that were sort of vacant for a while, is to have those different coils. DS Metal Detector says, I hope the Garrett has a rechargeable battery.
Me
Yeah, I
too.
think so too. Yeah, it really stunk putting those AA batteries into your into your AT Pro, and
Right.
you could feel that weight after a while. Don't Tread on Me says, need to match the Deus 2, and the Manticore is just going to be going through the motions. Yeah, well, if you're at that premium level, then I don't know, and I could be wrong, but I don't know that these machines that are coming out right now are going to be for those people. That's what I believe. So we'll see. Again, well, all we can do is speculate, and maybe it gets a little better. Um, Digging it back says, I'm heading to New York tomorrow. I can't wait to try out the sweeper program. Sweeper program has been knocking fire. I had a gentleman, and I don't know if he's on. I don't think he's on here. His name is Chad Schaefer. He shared me a beautiful find. I wish I'd have put it up on the finds of the week. But it was a pine tree shilling that he dug with the sweeper program, and he was so excited and just thanked me over and over again for sharing the program and how it just changed his all of his detecting. So it really made me feel good, and I appreciated Chad sharing that with me. But he found a pine tree shilling with that sweeper program, and Michael and I will swear by it. And I know I've said this the last 3 weeks. I've got a Deus 2 video that is going to astound you guys as far as the finds that are going to be done with that machine running the sweeper program. And as this week will be the week that I can release that video, and I think XP is going to be really really excited when that video comes out, because it's also a very good hunt. And Michael witnessed that hunt, so Michael knows what's on that video. And it was just an astounding hunt, by every stretch of the imagination. And I was running the Deus 2 with the sweeper program, and XP makes a great product. There's no question about it. And I've got confidence in XP that they're going to release something that's going to be fascinating. I think it's going to be something that's going to, hopefully propel that machine up to another level to give them a little edge, maybe over some of the other machines. They're really good at that. And Michael can attest to that too. What do you think, Michael? What do you think about XP?
I think they're working on something. I think the holdup for that small coil is like you said, the battery, and they may have plans to have a higher frequency coil, with that smaller coil.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
and we really don't know if they released a higher frequency for a 9-inch round, or higher frequency for a elliptical 5x8 or 5x9 coil. What's that going to look like when we take that thing out and go relic hunting with it? That's going to be interesting with the Deus 2 running a multi-frequency program. And I think that's what the holdup is because this is a multi-frequency program. It's not like they can just take the Deus 1 Pro, the Deus 1 elliptical coil and just put in new guts and then throw it onto the Deus 2. It's just not that easy.
well, I guess will you be able to? Will it be selectable like the other coils? Where you can choose your max frequency.
Yeah. Bobby Short said that Garrett needs to utilize some of the V3i features without the complicated menu. And I agree. A good friend of mine used the V3i, the White's V3i is what he's referring to. Great machine, way ahead of its time. It was one that you could select frequencies, one of the very few back in 2011 and 2012 where you were able to actually select the frequencies on a machine, but it was ran sort of rough, unstable. You had to ground balance it about every 2 or 3 minutes. Otherwise, it would start running a little bit erratic.
It's a pretty
But
complicated machine too.
it is. And like Bobby said, without the complicated menu, you had to go through all these different sub menus. You guys that complain about the Legend or complain about the Deus 2 or some of the other machines that you think have complicated menus, this thing was crazy complicated. And but Bobby Short's right. It could have some of the features of the V3i. Maybe the White's technology and things were able to translate over, and maybe that's what's going to happen. I just don't know. Don't Tread on Me says, who will be the first company to break the multi-frequency high frequency barrier? Door is wider. Right. And again, Don't Tread on Me. That's what I was alluding to a few minutes ago, was that I think it's going to be XP. If I was a betting man, I would say XP. And I think that's going to happen sooner than later. And I think it happens possibly before the end of the year. That's just my guess. But we'll see. We'll see what XP does. You guys know I'm fond of XP products. I love XP products. I love MindLab products. I like all products. But if I had to bet on a company breaking through, I would say it's going to be XP with that particular setup. Don't you think so, Michael?
Yeah, but I mean, you can't rule out not. I mean, we don't really know when the XP is going to release a coil, if they even are. But
Right.
they've had the higher frequency coils for the DS1 in the past, and I would think they would continue on with
I
that
think they
trend.
will. I think they're going to follow their model that they followed over the last with the Deus One. I think they're going to follow a lot of that same model. So again, you just got to be patient with XP. I know it seems like they're stuck in the mud right now, probably to some of you, but I think XP is moving, and I think we'll see something fairly soon. And again, like I said, as much as we're talking about these new machines and that mid-tier market and lower end market and all of that, we can also thank those companies for maybe pushing some of these other companies like XP and like MindLab to keep pushing their envelope even further. So, if there's a silver lining in all of this, with all of this new machine production and new products coming out, the silver lining is it's just making everybody more competitive, and it sort of forces the issue slightly to get something to market, something that is going to be revolutionary or game changing. So you got to look at it in that way if you're an XP user at this point. And let's hope that let's hope that we're right, right, Michael?
Right.
Right. Detective Gun says he needs a lightweight machine. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Speaking of lightweight, Michael, how does the M9 feel on the MindLab Manticore?
It completely changes the feel of that machine. It's feels. I mean, it feels great. I mean, it's every bit as light, I would think, as the day is you know with
Right.
probably with a 9-inch coil, wouldn't you say? It balances
Oh, it
very
just
well.
changes the ergonomics and the
Yeah.
way that that machine feels. Once you put that M9 coil onto that Manticore, it really changes the ergonomics of that machine. It just
Right.
feels so much better. And I've shown it, and you guys know about it too that have watched the channel. How thin that coil is on that M9. Dan, which I think Dan's on here. Dan just got his, but when he saw it in person, he was going like, "Man, I didn't realize it was that thin," and it is. It's a thin coil, and it really, really, really separates very good. And I'm gonna show you a video of it separating very good in a minute, but it separates very good, and it does extremely well in trashy areas. Um, and a lot of you are saying, well, I've got the M8, should I buy the M9? My suggestion is yes, buy the M9, because the M9 gives you a whole different coverage area. The sweet spot's totally different on the M9 versus the M8. A very small sweet spot on that M8 versus that M9. So my suggestion would be to get the M9. To me, right now, the best coil for that machine is the M9 and the M11. I'm just saying. Michael, what do you think about that?
I agree with you. I don't have the M8 or the M15. I have the M9 and the M11 coil, and that's probably what. And I'm not saying those other coils are bad coils or anything, but I think I've got my bases pretty covered with those two coils.
Right.
And most of the time I'm gonna run that M9.
Right. The M9 is just lights out, Michael. It just is. And I, I've got coil infatuation of that M9 right now, but it has performed very well for me. It's performed very well for Michael too. So Don't Tread on Me says the Deus 2 tones are so subtle. I notice new tone qualities almost weekly now. I'm learning. And the Deus 2 is probably the best tonal machine on the market, without a shadow of a doubt. You get more tonal nuances with the Deus 2 than you're going to get with it, to me, than any other machine that's out there. You can definitely tell some of those different sounds that you can hear that you won't hear maybe on a MindLab product or on a Nocta product. So yes, to me, you're right. Don't tread on me. And you learn what I call the language of the Deus 2. And once you learn that language, it's a language that's going to stick with you.
Yeah.
But again, there are people on here that are MindLab users, and they're going to tell you the exact same thing. They're going to say, once you learn the language of the MindLab, you're going to be able to tell what some of those targets are, and you're going to sort of know. The Manticore screen, for much as it was made out to be in the beginning, that people were just, oh, this is a gimmick, yada yada yada, and so on. Guys, I don't believe that screen's a gimmick. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that screen is legit. I think it gives you a lot of great information, and a lot of the hunts that I've used that machine on, it hasn't failed me in telling me that a product or a target is a junk target, or it's a non-ferrous target, or it's a nice circular target. It's pretty accurate. I won't say it's 100%, but it's in the 90 to 80% range for sure for me, from what I've seen. What do you think about that, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, it has its advantages. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. It shows multiple targets on the screen. And um, you learn to like the nuances of the screen, especially hunting an iron. How it can kind of drag down or drag up or down from the center line if it's a mass target.
Right,
It has its advantages for sure.
right. Greeny Meanie says they need to update the GTI 2500 to something new. Well, they might.
Yeah.
You just never know. I mean, you really don't. And Michael and I've had this conversation with Michael. I had this conversation with Calabash. All of us realize that all of these companies will take stuff and they will bring them back around and try to revamp them. Of course, we're seeing that right now with the Xterra on the MindLab machines. So who knows? Maybe the GTI 20, maybe they do some sort of, big update with that technology and then bring it out. Who knows? But it's always cool to think about for sure. The City Troll says they need a multi-frequency in the $300. It's coming. I mean, I really think that multi-frequency, as the more and more of these machines are released, I think you're going to see it's. And by the way, guys, I do teach economics, so one of the things that you're going to see is then once this market gets flooded, you got too much supply, and what's going to happen to the price, Michael?
It's gonna go down.
It's going to go down. It's going to go down, and I would not venture to say that these multi-frequency machines, you're going to start to see some price drops in them as we progress forward over the next few years. Don't tread on me, says damn tree coins rule. They do rule. I would love to have a pine tree shilling for sure.
Yeah.
Doug Atkins wants to know, how would a higher frequency work with only one coil? Well, I think they're going to release a series of coils. I don't think it's just going to be one. I think you're going to see it on another round coil. I think you'll see it on elliptical coil, and maybe a 11-inch coil. So I think you'll see it on those. That's exactly the platform that XP followed with the Deus 1. I think that's what you'll see with the Deus 2. Or they just released two coils, a 9-inch and an elliptical. What do you think, Mike?
Well, they kind of targeted with the Deus 1. Those were gold prospecting coils, and that's probably what they're gonna. If they release that coil, it may be labeled as a gold prospecting coil.
Right.
But if you can adjust the max frequency, or we found out pretty quick that those coils do really well relic hunting.
Right. Right.
But we rarely ran them over 30.
I ran mine at 40. I'd run it, but I did not run the elliptical. I didn't use it a ton. But I never really, the only time I ran it up higher than 40, I believe, was when I was under some power lines, and that was it.
Yeah.
And the EMI was just so bad. So if anything, LC asked this question. I don't want a higher frequency, but if anything, it's going to cut down on the EMI if you can run that higher frequency as well, which could open up more targets. Now, would those targets be small, like he's indicating down there, BB size targets?
Yeah.
Could be, but if you're a gold hunter and you're hunting out west and you're looking for small gold nuggets and fragments and stuff, then that might be a great thing to have in your arsenal. But I guarantee there's going to be a great purpose for those coils if that's what ends up happening. And I think we're going to discover that playing around with the settings and the programs and those types of things, that those coils are going to be highly adaptive to a lot of different styles of hunting. That's just my guess, if I had to take a guess.
Right. If you're hunting in a like a dove hunting field where they've done a lot of dove hunting, you
Yeah,
might want
you
to
might not,
back off of that.
you might not gonna do well with a high frequency. I don't know, but who knows?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Wilton 925 says, I have not had a sore elbow since switching to the M9 coil. Right. It does. I mean, it just changes the ergonomics of that machine. I mean, it just does. The Deus 2 is smarter than me. Now, if we get smarter, I'll need a tutor. Doug, I know you can do it, buddy. You've done great with the Deus 2, so I know you'll be able to figure out whatever comes your way. Definitely. Surfside Dan says that coil is hot. It is. It's on fire for sure. Doug Atkins says the Deus 2 is already, yeah, that's what he said. I'll need a tutor. Metal Detector in Georgia says, I love my Deus 2. It's a beast, but I also have a Manticore and learning it, and also on a different level as far as tuning it to your ground. Not seeing much difference in depth on silver coins. They're really close. And I've said this 100 times too, between both of those machines, depth. I know that the MindLab machines might have just a slight edge. If you're using that 15-inch coil, I would definitely say it's got an edge. The 11 and the 11 on the Deus 2, they're pretty comparable as far as I'm concerned. I think so. So we'll see. Dirt Devil, the technician says decent. He said, that's good. I can follow up behind them and not dig rubbish. Right. They dig all the trash. He was talking about from the mid-tier machines and all the other machines. He said, I need that M9. Right. And if you are looking for a detector, a coil, accessory, so on, Joel, Metal Detecting Buy, Sell, and Trade is one of our main sponsors for these live streams. Please help him out, and you can go and look him up down at the bottom. You can go to his website. He's got things on there. You can give him a call directly, and you can work with him and might be able to cut you a deal, get you the best price, and also to get it shipped out to you really, really fast. There's a lot of people on here that can attest to Joel and how fast he gets things out and gets those things to you. So definitely check Joel out. If you're looking for an M9, Joel can probably get you hooked up with one as well. Surfside Dan says, I'm selling my M8 and my M11. I'm staying with the M9. Dan's getting rid of his whole arsenal, Michael.
He needs to keep that M11.
Look, after what Dan witnessed on Monday, he'll probably never use another coil. That's the one coil that definitely changed. It changed both of our opinions in a hurry, but it really does work really well. Arthur Rideout says, hi, long time no see. Still love my Deus 2. Deus 2 is an awesome, awesome machine. Hey, Diaz, the Garden City Pier, low tide, 9:15. It's time to hit the beach. There you go. There you go. Well, I think he's talking about another Garden City, Dan. I don't think he's talking about your Garden City. Let's see here. I learned my tone language on the old 1266 X Fisher from Metal Detecting, Georgia. I'm not familiar with that machine. You ever use one of those, Michael?
I have, and I've heard a lot of people, a lot of good things about them.
Right.
I've never used one.
Don't tread on me. He says it can be irritating, but it's the only way to learn is to hear everything at once. That's true. I agree with him on that. Kerry Pope says, here in trashy urban areas, the Manticore is winning with the 2D screen. I can see the trash. I can't filter all the day. It's two tones with my ears. Right. And that screen, I mean, that screen is definitely something that I'm not saying use it all the time. Don't get me wrong, but I am telling you that it can give you good information if you know what you're looking at. And once you learn it, and once you learn the tones, then you're gonna have a really good success with the Manticore learning that screen. Metal Tech in Texas says no, but I'm looking for a flight. All right, there you go. MDG and the M Scoop detector, and we're the best and deep. Oh yeah, I think those were those White's detectors. Am I right, Mike?
I think it's Fisher.
Fisher.
The M scope was, yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, those are before me. The reason the DS2 screen is so small is when you learn the language, you know to dig or not dig. Right. And that's the one thing, too. Like I just said, the tonal nuances of the DS2 are the best. I mean, they just are. I think you can tell differences, but you got to learn that language, and that takes time. You got to go out and hunt with it and use it a good bit before you can sort of figure out what those tones are telling you with that machine. But don't be surprised if XP doesn't come out with a machine that has a screen. I mean, and don't be surprised that you don't see a lot of these other companies begin to update their screens because of the Manticore. So you just never know what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. City Troll says, thank you. Let's see here. There's Aggie, or yeah, who's that? Detecting Adventures says, "Watch out for the weirdos in Garden City." There are some strange people in our Garden City around this area. XP could learn something from MindLab. The Manticore is remarkable, eliminating the EMI, even directly detecting under power lines. And I agree with Daryl. Daryl is exactly right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that MindLab has definitely figured out the multi-frequency EMI issue that plagues the DS2 in certain situations. So yeah, Daryl's exactly right. Thanks, Daryl, for leaving that comment. It says, I have an Xterra Pro. I use it a lot. I'm just saying that people tend to give up easily. I still dig trash with my DS2. Yeah, we all dig trash. I mean, Michael's seen me dig trash. Michael digs trash. We still dig aluminum targets on relic sites because but the thing is, we gotta dig those aluminum targets, don't we, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, you're gonna miss something good. I mean, you can't with any machine, you got to dig it.
Exactly. And even those aluminum targets, if they're big cans or stuff like that, they're going to give a different sound with the DS2 versus the Manticore. But you're going to be able to tell the size of them, by the way the sound comes in.
Right.
And then also, too, on the Manticore, you're going to be able, if that can has been crumpled or moved around, however, or mangled, however you want to call it, then you're going to see on that screen that line begin to form near that center section line. So there's so many different things that you can do to eliminate some of those. Whether you dig or not dig, that's on you. But yeah, it's true. It's true. Dan says he's going to call me after the show. Doug Atkins says Amazon can learn a few things from Joel. Joel gets them out quick, for sure. Let's see here. Jersey Ray's in the house, Michael. Hey, Southern Relic Adventures going to be out of the loop for a bit. Surgery on Tuesday. Good luck with your surgery. Hope everything goes well, Jersey Ray. Thanks for dropping in with us tonight. He says you want gold rings, you're digging trash, right? When you're out on the beach, that changes too. And I know some of you remember the video with me and Calabash, and Calabash used to make fun of me of digging all those penny signals. And then and the one time that he was really making fun of me, I dug this massive gold ring, and it was he quit with that in a hurry. whenever that happened. But yeah, so yeah, you got to dig. You
Metal
got to dig.
Detect in Texas has something he wants to show. He said, "How can you get my Manticore audio to work on the detector and the earphones at the same time?"
Right.
I think you went over that, but it's a hotkey on the
Right.
machine that
You
you
can
can
set
set
up
up.
the soft. You can set up the soft keys to make it to where you can make the audio and the machine, or the audio in your headphones and the machine coming out, or the sound coming
What
out of
is
the
that
speakers work.
called? You remember what it's
Soft
called,
key.
Brian?
It's under the
Uh,
soft key settings, but it's under your general
uh,
settings.
I can't remember what it's called in the menu.
I can't remember either. I might even make a video on that because he's the second person that's asked me that recently. So
Yeah,
maybe I'll go and I'll put up a video so those guys can have that. So but thank you. I will try to get that. Who asked that, Michael?
Metal Detect in Texas.
Okay, I'll try to get
Man,
that out. And he might have been the one that asked it earlier, and I don't think I got back to him, but I will definitely try to get a video to show where you go to get to that and set that up where you can hear the audio out of the speaker and the audio in the headphones, which I enjoy doing because naturally I want you guys to hear it. Detector Two Gun says, yeah, no matter what the detector is, we all dig trash. That's right. You know.
mhm.
And you can hedge sometimes, right, Michael? But
Right.
sometimes you can hedge wrong too. You might miss something doing that, but we all do it. We dig trash because there are so many different types of metal objects that are out there, and some of them can fool you, and you're going to dig them regardless, for sure. Um, yeah, and sometimes you just need to get that trash out there. Right. The more you clean out the trash, the more good targets there could be lying in there once you get rid of all the trash. And that's another way to look at it too, as well. There's Mr. Keith Nixon. Glad to have you in here with us tonight, Mr. Keith. Always a super, super fan and a loyal confidant as well for me. He's a great advisor. We appreciate you, Keith, being in here.
Hey,
And
Keith.
yeah, glad to have you in here. And he says the Manticore is going to be one of his next machines. And the Manticore is a great machine, Keith. And if you've heard me talking throughout the video, of course, you know what I've done with the Manticore, but great machine. So definitely check it out. And if you need anything, contact me or Michael for sure. This may not be the time or place, but how do I get? Yeah, he just asked that. That's right, Michael. So, Metal Detect in Texas, I'm gonna try to get a video. I'll try to do that in the next couple of days.
I think
And
it's
that,
called speaker mute. It's a speaker mute.
yeah, it's something. It's not what you think it is whenever you go
Yeah.
to do it. So definitely we'll do that. Jersey Ray Diggs hopes your surgery. Jersey, yeah. DCM says hope your surgery goes well. Yeah, go look at it after the show. Thank you so much. Um, Good luck. Yes, Dirt Devil Detective says good luck to Jersey Ray. Her name is Rachel. I'm running out of memory space in my head. I can find good stuff with the Deus 2 and the Manticore, but sometimes forget how to get back home. Now you're starting to sound like me, Metal Detective in Georgia. Michael, will I forget something in a heartbeat?
Yeah.
I will, but I'm really attuned to these machines as well, Michael. I can remember how to pick up a machine and run it, but I can't remember where I put my dang car keys. That's a senior
Yeah.
moment, I guess.
He might bring his Manticore out there and he won't be wearing any pants.
I don't know if it gets that bad. I hope
Nice.
not. Mel Texas says, I feel you, Georgia. He's right. We all do it. We're all guilty of it. All right, Michael. Well, I think we've covered the gamut. We talked about the Garrett machine. We talked about the Extreme, the new Xterra Extreme, whatever they're going to call it, the Mind Lab machine. I mean, we've gone over all those things. Garrett Storm, excuse me. So all of those machines we've discussed tonight. We've talked a lot about XP, what XP's plans are. Maybe there's something great coming from them, which I believe there is. I think it's just a matter of time to get some of those things. But we got to share our finds of the week, Michael. We've been talking. I've been running my mouth for over an
Are
hour.
you going to play that video clip?
Yes, I am. I am. Y'all want to see the finds first or the video clip first? Which one? What do you think, Michael?
Well, go ahead, play the video, and then you can
Ah,
show the pictures.
you want it, but you've already seen this video, Michael.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh Lord. Okay, guys, this is my unicorn. This is my find that I've been looking for my entire life. And I dug one of these, and a lot more of some other things on this hunt. But I wanted to show this because this is something that I'm very proud of. It's something that Dan got to witness me doing, and it was just a fantastic day. So I want to share this video. It's my short. The first part of it, there's no audio to it. It's just a little bit of footage showing where I'm hunting at, and then it goes right into the actual find. But I think you guys will appreciate it. You'll know why I'm so excited. And some of you already know what's going to be on this video, but it is something that I enjoyed finding. It's my dream, one of my dream finds, and one find that is special to me because I've lived in South Carolina my entire life, and I've got connections to the Revolutionary War, to the Civil War, and so on. So this means a lot to me to find this, and we're going to show it to you right now. So you guys stay tuned, and we're going to throw it up on the stage, and we're going to put it full screen without Michael and I on here. So we're going to add this to our stage, and we're going to bring it all the way back, and we're going full screen.
Hey, we got a 2829 here. Let's see what we get here. It's ringing up dead center, so it's got to be something non-ferrous. And 2829 is a good signal. Still dead center, circular. And we got a button. Wait a minute, this button's got something on it. Oh my gosh. No. No way. No way. A USA button. I believe this was a campsite. There was a big plantation here, and I've dug some British buttons actually across the way. Mine had Manticore M9 Coil, and they were camped here. I got a strong feeling because of the musket balls and things that I found in this area. They were camped right here. Okay, we might, I don't know, should we keep hunting or should we go home? I don't know that it gets any better than what we just did. Okay, we'll catch you guys on the next find. This has been one heck of a day.
Well, Michael, what do you think about that?
That's a good button for sure.
Michael,
We've been looking for one our whole life.
that is my dream. That is my dream button, Michael. That is the one button that I've been looking for my entire life, and I dug it on Memorial Day.
We talked about that, like a week before that, finding one of those,
Right, and just the way that it played out, it was just, I mean, it was just unbelievable. But Michael, there's more. there's more to this video. So it's coming, and it's coming next week. So I'm going to have that video up too. And I was using the Manticore and the M9 Coil. So y'all can understand my infatuation with the M9 Coil. When you have a find like that, it just really changes. Yeah. Well, I I looked at that button quite a few times over the last few days. I just could not believe that I dug that button. I just could not believe that I dug that button, Michael. It just blew me away. And Dan got to be there. Dan told me, he said that's the best hunt that he's ever seen. And Dan's been a metal detectorist for a long time. And I really appreciated Dan being there with us. Right, Bobby Short says I would never come off that high, but I'm telling you, I was high as a kite. I mean, the adrenaline rush and then just the sheer emotion really, really, really came through. Ricky Abel says, "Nice, thank you, Ricky. Glad to have you in here." Yeah, Michael, he says, "I know we'll be hunting next time."
That's right, Dan.
Yes, and it is a beautiful place, and I'm very fortunate as far as that goes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that was just a beautiful, beautiful day. Memorial Day. What better day to dig a USA button than on Memorial Day?
Right.
And again, my history of living here in South Carolina and to have that button in my hands it just overwhelmed me, Michael. It really did. And I still can't get out. I still just go and look at that button because
Right.
I just can't believe I dug one, because that was the one find that I've been wanting for my entire life. So we'll see. Metal detecting for yes, it's a Revolutionary War USA Continental button.
Continental Army.
Yeah, I looked it up, and I believe it's a 1780 to 82 is the year of that particular style of button. So, and it matches perfectly because that's when, of course, the British were here. And I did, like I said in the video, I dug a 76 of the Highlander, 76 of the foot Highlander button just across the way from that button. And that's a British button, Revolutionary War button. And then I dug a USA button, not even a half mile from where I dug the British button. So they were right there at each other, which made it even more fascinating to me. So yes, it was. It was.
You
So
know I've thought about this too. What's crazy is a large scent has never even come off of that property.
no,
I mean,
no
it
large,
has, and everything's been older than that.
no large sense. Yeah, no large sense. None of that. Yeah, Greeny Me says nice looking place to hunt. It is. It's beautiful. So yeah, we're getting ready to do our finds. So I do have a little clearer picture of that, and you guys will see that as well. DCM says, when I dug my South Carolina militia button, you would have thought I was having an asthma attack. Well, Dan saw me. Dan saw me. He knew that I was shaking. My hands were shaking. I had tears in my eyes. He knew that it was something crazy, especially when I walked over to where he was. And I showed him that button, and he just could not believe it. So it was just, I don't know. It overwhelmed me. Living in the South, and I know they dig probably more of these up north, but living in the South, that's a hard, hard button to find for sure. Digging pewter buttons is always exciting. Too bad. Right. And I have preserved that button, and that might be something too that we talk about. But yeah, Surfside Dan says, I have good reason to believe that there was a camp there. I shall say no more. There was. I said that too, Dan.
Yeah.
So yes, yes. Tony Tone says, congrats on the buttons. Got to go to work. Thanks for a great show. Thank you so much. All right. So, Michael, let's do our finds real quick because a lot of people want to see those. And there's some people that are in here tonight. So Dirt Devil Detecting says, have a great night. All hit me up if you need lock and remote head for your DS2 or cuff stand. So there you go. So definitely Dirt Devil Detecting, get him a look up. So let's go through our finds, Michael. So let's add that to our stage. So these are some of the finds of our subscribers and followers who have sent these in. And we're going to go through and share those with everyone. Wait a minute, 1 second, Mike. Let's go slide 1. All right, these are our finds of our subscribers, and these are all sponsored by Joel at Metal Detecting Buy, Sell, and Trade USA. You can reach out to Joel at 775-388-8277, and you can also look him up on his webpage down at the bottom. And we appreciate Joel, but these were the finds that were sent in by some of our followers and subscribers. So the first one is from Mr. Doug Atkins. Check that out, Michael. It's a 6-pound Borman shell. How about that?
It's pretty neat, isn't it?
Oh, man. I love that. I love that. So, yeah, he sent this to me, and I wanted to share it because you just don't see those that often. And that is a very, very nice find. I've only got one Cannonball find like that, and it's a Rev War find. But love those finds. Captain Tom is in the house. Great find. So there you go. So that's awesome, Doug. Definitely. For sure. Bell says cool as well. Cool, Doug. And Workman's Adventure says nice. So beautiful Borman shell there, dug by Mr. Doug Atkins. Doug, you want to share anything if you're still in here? If he wants to tell us a little more about it, he can. If he's still in the live stream, let's flip over. And then we got Mr. LC Hunt. LC shared these with me. And we've got, he said that this site has given up 12 coppers dating from 1699 to 1818, Michael. That's
an old site, yeah.
Yeah, that's an old stuff. And then he said he's got a very toasty 1773 King George III halfpenny and a child's pewter spoon. Looks like a couple of flat buttons there. He said that the KG3 was a tough target. You can see the rust from a crusty old iron nail that was right on top of it. Yeah, that looks like a tough one. He said he had the Deus 2 with the 9-inch coil using sensitive full tones. So congratulations to Mr. LC Hunt. And LC, thank you for sharing the information and giving us that insight with that. That really makes it really nice. Yeah, that's a honey hole for sure. So extremely excited about LC's find. So congratulations, LC. And again, if you would like to share your finds with us, you can email us at sransc@gmail.com, and we'll feature your finds on the live stream. But we really appreciate everyone sharing their finds. And Mr. Michael Workman, I think I shared this last week, and he's on here right now, but wanted to share it again. 1857 shield nickel, and I actually dug one of those not too long ago myself, and super excited to share Michael's finds as well. Super, super, super nice find. Those shield nickels are hard to get, Michael. Have you dug a shield nickel before?
I have not. I've never dug a shield nickel. I've dug every other kind of nickel, but not a shield nickel.
Yeah, and I've dug too, Michael. Believe it or not, the one that I dug right across the street from my house. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
Go out hunting all these other places and finally dig a shield nickel right across the street from my house. Yeah, that one was in good shape. Those are hard to find in good shape, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
They are. They're very hard to find in good shape. So that's a good one, Michael. Congratulations on that superb find. And then the last one is me. So there's the USA button. But guys, I also dug a piece of cut silver, which you see there. Piece of 8. I believe it's a 2 real is what I believe. And then I've also got a King George III Hibernian. So all of that was dug in one hunt. But there's more. There's more. And yeah, this was a great day for me. And that piece of cut Spanish silver, I believe, I think dates to the before 1750, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it dates to before 1750. The Hibernia, again, pretty rare coin here in the United States, and especially here in South Carolina. So I was extremely excited to have that. I have not cleaned the Hibernia up yet, which I'm going to be doing that. So there are just an unbelievable day, and Dan got to witness all of this. So
But, I probably saw more Hibernia coins come off of that spot there than anywhere I've ever seen.
yeah, that's my third. That was my third Hibernia off of that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dan's got to say, yes, yes. So those were just a few of the finds. There are more coming in the video, so I can't wait to share the video with you guys. It's going to be coming next week. We're going to have one hunt with the Day is 2, which is awesome, and we're going to have the other hunt with the Manticore, and they're both great hunts. It's probably two of the best hunts I've ever had. There's only one other hunt I can think of that might be better, and that was done in 2020. But these are two spectacular hunts and spectacular finds, all early stuff, which I think you guys are going to appreciate. Yeah, Surfside Dan says he guesses he brings me good luck. Michael said that he thinks he brings me good luck too. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, me and Dan, we just don't have the good luck.
I love hunting with you guys. It's just a lot of fun, and we have a good time together, which you guys can tell too. And this hunt was just blew me away on Monday. So I'm gonna quit talking about it though. So, Michael, what else we want to talk about before we get out of here? We've been on here an hour and 20. I think most of everybody's probably about ready to depart.
That's about all. We talked about these new machines coming out.
Well, look, just a couple of reminders for you guys. The Mind Lab live event, I believe, is Monday. Go sign up for it if you want to see the machine and the debut of it. You can check that out. June 18th is the live event for the Garrett machine, for the Garrett Storm series. So
I did see some type of promotion or something that
Oh yeah, well, I forgot
have.
all about that. There's some promotions coming too from Mind Lab as well. So stay tuned for that. Nocta's got some great promotions coming too.
Yeah.
So you guys that are looking for maybe a machine or backup machine or whatever it may be, guys, there's going to be a lot of stuff for you to get in on over these next couple of weeks and so on. So be out on the lookout for all of that stuff. It's going to happen really soon. And I'm glad that each and every one of you were with us tonight. Hopefully you got some information, got some things that you can use. Again, we've got a lot of great content coming to you guys over the next few weeks. I'll be probably a little more visible now that I'm out of my school work and other stuff. So you may see me pop up on a live or pop up on a video, sporadically, but be on the lookout for that. You really want to see this hunt video, these couple of hunt videos that I've got that are coming. I think you're going to be blown away by that. And it's just going to be a great time. If you're a member, don't forget about the members only live stream coming to you on Sunday night. So you definitely want to sign up for that. And that's going to be coming to you Sunday night at either 7 or 7:30. So if you're a member or you want to become a member, go ahead and sign up now. We're going to have some special giveaways that we're going to do on Sunday night. And we might show maybe a little sneak peek of some of the video that is coming to those members. with some of those finds that I sort of just showed. So that might be on the table. And so a lot of other things that we'll talk about and discuss during the members only live stream. So if you're not a member, sign up and get in on the fun. We're going to have a great time. I appreciate all of you being here tonight. Michael, closing words?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you tonight. I think we only had one person, metal detecting in Texas. I appreciate you, buddy, for donating to the channel. This isn't free for me to do these live streams because I do have to pay for this service that allows me to be able to set this thing up this way. But again, I appreciate him donating to the cause. It's always beneficial, and it always helps. So thank you so much for being a donor tonight, and we appreciate that. And the rest of you can sign up for the membership if you'd like. You don't have to. We're still going to do our Friday night live streams, bring you some great information, bring you some metal detecting talk, bring you all that stuff. So that's still going to happen. But if you are interested in getting maybe just a little bit more, sign up for the membership. Again, it supports the channel, keeps us going for those live streams on Friday nights too as well. So we appreciate all of you. And again, Doug Atkins, thank you so much. I appreciate you, buddy. DCM, thank you so much. Bart Cubbins, thank you. Yeah, you guys get out there and find something. We've got, and if you find something great, send it to us. We'd love to show it to you. LC Hunt, good night. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Miss Bells. We appreciate you, as always, being a loyal subscriber and follower to our channel. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. Heavy Metal Detectors in Kentucky's. He said, let's do a draw. We got a drawing coming for the members only live stream on Sunday, but we may have one coming up soon for our regular live stream audience too. So stay tuned. We've got some other things coming in the near future. Thank you, Detector 2 Guns. Yes, before you leave, please hit that like button, and it definitely helps our algorithm and so on. Surfside Dan says, just imagine the luck that we would have if Michael and Dan were on the same property with me at the same time. Good Lord. That would be funny. Oh, wow. Again, thanks, Doug, for the donation. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for being a loyal subscriber and follower. Bobby, thank you so much, too. You guys are awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. Go out and have a fantastic weekend. Find some great things. And Michael and I will catch you on our next adventure. Thanks so much. Have a great and wonderful weekend, and we will see you really soon. Members only, don't forget, Sunday night, look for the link, and it'll be coming through to you really soon. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you on our next adventure.
Good night, guys.
Good night.